Okay, you know how to solve two-step equations, so you're probably asking, how much harder does it get? It doesn't get too much harder, but there are still a few more things that you need to learn to solve linear equations. By the end of this video, you'll be able to learn how to solve three-step equations and how to solve equations with fractions. So, okay, let's look at this example. Remember what I said in my previous videos, which is we want to put it in the form x is on one side and non-x's on the other side. Let's look at our left-hand side. Which one of these are non-x terms? Exactly, it's this minus 6 over here. So how do we get rid of this minus 6? All we're going to do is we're going to add 6. And likewise, we're going to add 6 over here. So we're left with 3x minus 6 plus 6 is 0 is equal to x plus, what's 7 plus 6? 7 plus 6 is just going to be equal to 13. Does that make sense? So now, okay, if this is the case, now this is the same as a two-step equation. Because here we have a x value. We want this x value to be on the other side. To put it on the other side, all we're going to do is minus x. Yeah? So now, what's 3x minus x? 3x minus x is simply equal to 2x. And that's equal to 13. And finally, we're left with 2x is equal to 13. 2 times x is equal to 13. This is our coefficient. A coefficient is simply the number that's in front of the unknown. So, all we're going to do is we're going to divide both sides by 2. So therefore, what's 2 divided by 2? 2 divided by 2 is just going to be equal to 1. And 13 over 2, 13 over 2 is just going to be equal to 13 over 2. You can write it like this, or you can say it's 6.5. It doesn't matter which way you want to put it. And so therefore, our final answer, x is equal to 6.5. When I went to A-level, a method that a few people did is they just put everything on one side and make it equal to 0, and then they worked from there. So here's another method. I'll put this method 2, right? What they did is they picked a side. It doesn't matter which side. So in this case, I'm just going to pick my right-hand side. And they and all they did was they just minused everything from this side and put it on the other side. Okay, well here we have a 14. How are we going to get rid of this 14? We're going to minus 14. So we're left with 5x. What's, hold on. Excuse me. I need to minus 14 on the other side. I did that on purpose, just to make sure you're paying attention. 14 minus 14 is 0. 4 minus 14 is equal to minus 10. So 5x minus 10 is equal to x. Now, what some students did at A-level is they then subtracted this x so that our right hand side in this case would be equal to 0, because what's x minus x? X minus x is equal to 0. And now we're left with 4x, 5 minus 1 is 4, minus 10 is equal to 0. And then all they did was they solved it like a two-step equation. So, okay, this is our non-x value. So if I highlight it here, non-x. And then what they do is they put that on the other side. So we get 4x. To put it on the other side, they need to add 10. So they plus 10 on both sides. So 4x, what's minus 10 plus 10? Minus 10 plus 10 is equal to 0. What's 0 plus 10? 0 plus 10 is equal to 10. And then finally, they have to divide by the coefficient. So 4x is equal to 10. If you divide both sides by 4, we get 4 divided by 4, 1x is equal to 10 over 4. You can write 10 over 4 or you can write 2.5. It doesn't matter. And so the final answer is x is equal to 2.5. Two methods to work with. For all intents and purposes, I am going to use this method in the video, but if this method that some A-level students did do back in the day makes more sense to you, feel free to use it. I just taught it because there is more than one way of solving a mathematical problem. Okay, what about something like this? So this is, again, a same three-step problem, only this time we need to expand the bracket first. I always say this to my students whenever they don't understand an equation. What is it about an equation that you do not understand? In this case, it's going to be the bracket. So expand the bracket. It seems obvious when I say it like that. So, okay, let's expand the bracket. 4 times x is what? 4 times x is simply equal to 4x. 4 times 3 is simply equal to 12. Yeah? And that's the same as 2x plus 8. And now we can solve this like a three-step problem. So, I want all my x's on one side. This is a x value, so I'm going to minus 2x to put it on the other side. What's 4x minus 2x? 4x minus 2x is equal to 2x. It's 12. 2x minus 2x is equal to 0. That's exactly what we want. And then we add the 8 on the end. So 2x plus 12 is equal to 8. Okay. Now here we have our non-x value, right? So here's our non-x value. How do we get rid of this plus 12? We have to minus 12 on both sides. So we have our 2x. What's what's 2x? What is 12 minus 12? 0. What is 8 minus 12? Sorry, that was a mistake. It's simply equal to minus 4. And again, this is the number that's in front of our x, so we have to divide by 2. 2 times the number is equal to minus 4, So we need to divide by 2 to work out what that number is. Okay? So we divide by 2, sorry. I'll rewrite that. So then we're left with x is equal to minus 2. Yeah? Okay. What about something like this? So in this case, we're told 11 minus x over 4 is equal to 1 plus x. Again, as I like to say on my students, what is it about this question that makes it harder? It's the fraction, isn't it? So take it out the fraction. How are we going to take it out the fraction? Well, in this equation, we are dividing by 4, right? So all we're going to do is multiply by 4 on both sides. Yeah? So here we're left with 11 minus x, when we multiply by 4, is equal to 4 times 1 plus x. Yeah? Because fundamentally that's what brackets are. It's 4 times an expression. And likewise in the previous example, we now need to take it out the bracket. So what's 4 times 1? 4 times 1 is simply equal to 4. What's 4 times x? 4 times x is simply equal to 4x. And so we're left with 11 minus x is equal to 4 plus 4x. And again, it's exactly the same as what we've done. Here, I'm just going to use this value because it's the it's the smaller number. The general rule of thumb that I always go by is I want to keep x positive if I can, but it doesn't matter which one we use. You can use 4x if it makes more sense to you. How are we going to make this minus x equal to 0? We're just going to plus x on both sides. So we're left with 11 is equal to 4 plus, now what is 4x plus x? 4x plus x is simply equal to 5x. Yeah? Again, this is our non-x value. So all we're going to do to get rid of it is plus 4 on both sides. Yeah? So then we're left with, I'll write it up here. What's 11 plus 4? 11 plus 4 is, no, it's minus 4, excuse me. So 11 minus 4 is going to be equal to 7. And 4 minus 4 is equal to 0. So we're left with 7 is equal to 5x. Finally, as I've been saying throughout the entire video, this 5x, this 5 is in front of the x. So we need to divide by 5. So x is equal to 7 over 5. That's our final answer. You can say it's equal to 1.4. It's not wrong if you do that. Alright, here's a question which you can try. You can pause and have a go. But for everyone else, again, what is it about this question that makes it difficult? It's the fraction. So take it out the fraction. we're left with what's 5x minus 8 divided by 3 times 3. It's just going to be 5x minus 8. And it's equal to 3 times 4x plus 2. Again, what's the problem with this expression? The problem is it's in the brackets. So let's take it out the brackets. 3 times 4x is going to be equal to 12x. 3 times 2 is equal to 6. So we're left with 5x minus 8 is equal to 12 plus 6. So now what we want to do is we want to get rid of this 5x over here, and we want to put all the x's on one side. In this case, I want to put the x's over here so my x's are positive. If you want to get rid of the 12x, you can. How do we get rid of this 5x? We have to minus 5x, because then this will be equal to 0. 5x minus x is simply equal to 0 minus 8. 12x minus 5x is equal to 7x. And then we have a plus 6. Okay, good. So now, how are we going to get rid of this 6 over here? Likewise, we're going to minus 6 on both sides, aren't we? Because this is a plus 6, we need to minus it then. I'm going to write it up here. We're left with pen, yeah. What's minus 8 minus 6? Minus 8 minus 6 is equal to minus 14. And that's equal to 7x plus, what is plus 6 minus 6? Plus 6 minus 6 is equal to 0. And finally, this is in front of the x, so we need to divide by 7 on both sides. What is 7x divided by 7? 1x. What is minus 14 divided by 7? It's equal to minus 2. And so therefore our final equation, or our final solution is x is equal to minus 2. I hope this video made sense to you guys. If you have any questions or comments, do let me know down below. If you want any additional tutoring, drop me an email and I will give you a quote. Keep on learning, as you have no idea what you're capable of doing.